Hi guys, welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel, Kaya's Happy Kid. Alright, we are doing another makeup and mystery. I'm so excited. Today we are going to be talking about Avril Lavigne, who I am a giant fan of. I had Jackson calmed down in his little chair and my freaking mother went and picked him up and now he's pissed. So anyways, Avril Lavigne, I am a giant fan of her. I actually have her music, a lot of her music on my iPhone that I listen to. I think she's really, really talented. I know that people say that she went through like a drastic change and that her newer music's not as good. I like all of her music. I think that it's all really good. And she's kind of like more like of a punk rock type girl, like in style, at least like the older years. And then you had like she dyed her hair bleach blonde and stuff like that, and people say that the reason that this happened, it's all started because of this blog post that I'm going to talk about. It's people say that Avril Lavigne was working on her Let Go album, and during that time, her grandfather had passed away, and it was like a really traumatic time for her. Understandable, because I mean, both my grandfathers actually have passed away, unfortunately. My most recent being my grandfather on my father's side. He passed away in 2018, and it's very, very traumatic. I cried for about like 3 days straight, and like it was really, really traumatic. And so I understand that. I think that that traumatic experience is probably what caused her to go through like a traumatic change. Like dye her hair and stuff like that. No, Kai. Because that is something that is associated with grief. Is that sometimes you do stupid stuff. But aside from that, people say that the stress of working on that album and her grandfather passing away, she actually killed herself. And apparently, like, there are some people out there that say she hung herself, which is really sadistic and weird when you think about it. Like, people are actually talking about this person being dead and she's alive. Because I don't believe this conspiracy theory. I don't think it's a mystery. I think it's weird. It all actually centers and started from a Brazilian blog post. And when I was watching Kendall Rae's video on this, she actually said something that I didn't know. But apparently the person who created this blog post, the Brazilian blog post that states that Avril Lavigne died and was replaced by a lookalike, he came out and said that it was fake, that he made it up. So if the person who created it says it's fake, I want to know how this is still a talked about theory. It's because he came out and said that he made it up. So that is my question: is how does this still have validity? I mean, yes, her music changed, but I'm thinking that because she's been a celebrity for so long, I think that you know, the industry obviously got a hold of her and had her look a certain way and be a certain style when she was younger, and she really wanted to be, like, she wanted to sing, she wanted to be famous, so that is how the punk rock Avril Lavigne came to be. And then after her grandfather died and she goes through this drastic change, maybe now she's trying to be herself, which that is the theory that kind of seems like it sticks more to me, is that she was a punk rock due to the music industry, and then when her grandfather passed away and she got older, she decided that she really wanted to just be herself, which is completely understandable when you think about it. Like, that's really understandable. I mean, people just want to be themselves. So, like, I don't know why people don't think that celebrities are allowed to be themselves. It's the same thing with, like, Michael Jackson. Like that man was always under the, like, paparazzi's eye. So, like, he really wasn't able to do anything by himself. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, he got married and, like, he literally couldn't even, like, celebrate it. Because people, like, knew about it within, like, an hour. Okay, I have a funny feeling I'm gonna have to spray this. Not to get it to work the way I want it. Unfortunately, that's how that is with most MAC pigments, is I have to spray it to get it to work. Which is why I'm in the process of getting rid of all of my MAC pigments. You guys will be so proud of me when I do my next declutter. Because I'm being so ruthless with my products that I'm getting rid of them. Like, yes, this is really, really pretty, but I had to wet it to get it to work, and I'm pretty sure I have something that is more, like, prettier. And I don't have to work hard with it in another collection, whether it be in my trios, another pigment, or my singles. And that's kind of how I'm looking at things. Is if it doesn't perform and look the way I want it to, it doesn't hold up to my standards, it needs to go. Because I have certain standards with makeup. Yes, Kai. So pretty. It's really pretty. It is really pretty look. Like, this is going to be a really pretty look. But I can already tell you guys right now that this MAC pigment in Madly Personal is getting decluttered from my collection. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, the Avril Lavigne story. Again, I want to know why and how this theory is, like, this conspiracy theory is so bad. Because apparently the original Avril Lavigne hangs herself, and the music industry doesn't want to end the Avril Lavigne train, because at the time that Avril Lavigne, the punk rock kind of style, was big, she was at the top of it. Like, she was really big. I remember all my friends, we all listened to Avril Lavigne, and it was more of, like, the punk rock style. And they didn't want the money train, the gravy train of Avril Lavigne to end, so they took Melissa Vandella, who is supposed to be, like, I've heard two different stories, but I'm going to talk about this one first. Melissa Vandella was supposed to be Avril Lavigne's best friend, because best friends just hang out with each other so much that we end up looking like each other. Because I don't care what people say, if you take the pictures of Avril Lavigne back then and you take the pictures of her now, they do look very, very similar. It's the same face, just like it looks like she had plastic surgery, which I'll talk about later. Because plastic surgery isn't a bad thing either. But, like I said, best friends just hang out with each other so much that we end up looking like each other. Apparently there is a picture of Avril Lavigne with the name Melissa on her hand, and that apparently gives people validity to think, like, oh, that's her secretly telling us that this is true. No, it's not. That's just her with a person's name on it, her hand, because somebody probably said, prove you're real to me. Because I used to get that all the time on Facebook, where people would, like, be like, you're fake. Send me a picture with my name on your hand. And I was like, okay. And it was, like, the easiest thing ever, but I didn't understand why people, like, thought I had a fake Facebook. It was just, like, it was weird. You know, when I was younger, times were weird. If you grew up with me, you know what I'm talking about. Life was weird. Life was really weird. We were all weird. I don't know if I'm going to do another look today because I want to do a story time. I think I'm going to do a chatty get ready with me story time, so I'm probably going to end up taking this makeup look off and doing another look, which I've been dying to do lately. I don't know why, just have. But anyways, so that is the story. But the other story is that apparently Avril Lavigne just wanted to sing. She didn't like want to be famous, so she hired Melissa Vandella, who was supposedly a clone of Avril Lavigne, to do like the press stuff and like appear in interviews and stuff like that for Avril Lavigne, so she did not have to. And then when Avril Lavigne killed herself, they had Melissa Vandella take over her identity. And then the story goes is that like Avril Lavigne was already almost finished with the album, so Melissa had only done like a couple songs on it, and that's why like people say her voice changed. I don't think her voice drastically changed, because to be completely honest, I think that she kind of did it herself. Like I think that like you can change your voice. Like you can change your voice if you really think about it and you really want to. So I honestly think that she did that herself. Like she's doing that herself. So because like it's not hard. Like I can change my voice and talk with like a southern accent if I wanted to. A more southern accent than what I already have. By the way, my sponge somehow had mold in it today. So I was like, fuck that. I threw it away. I will never use a sponge that has mold in it, of course. So that's why I'm using a brush, because I never use brushes to blend out my concealer. You guys know that. That's like my biggest thing, is that I always say I never use a brush. I always use a sponge, because I just like the look of a sponge better. But I'm not gonna get another sponge out. I'm gonna use a brush for a while. Kai, yes, I heard you fart. But I'm gonna use a brush for a while. And to see how I like it. I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing my Sephora VIB sale in a couple of days. I wasn't going to do a big order because I didn't think I had the extra money, but I have the extra money to get a couple $100 and stuff. I'm going to get some luxury stuff, but then I'm also going to get the foundation, the concealer, and the powder that I've been wanting, which it's the Too Faced Born This Way Matte foundation is the one I have my eye on. The Too Faced Born This Way concealer I have my eye on because it's like one of the best concealers apparently next to Shape Tape. And I want to try the Rare Beauty setting powder. I've had that in my cart since like February, and I kept taking it out and taking it out. And now it's time for me to get that in my cart and buy it. I mean, I just think that like her grandfather passed away, because I like if you look at like concerts performed by her around that time, she was crying and stuff like that, which if she had just lost somebody, of course she was crying. So I think that the old Avril Lavigne, like that style, is what died. I don't think that Avril Lavigne died and was replaced with a clone in Melissa Vandella. I just don't. I don't think that there is enough evidence, because nobody can even find this Melissa Vandella. And the person who started this said it was a lie to begin with. I don't know, but that's pretty damning evidence that the person that started it says that it's a lie. They lied and made it up. And like I said, people take pictures of Avril Lavigne's face from Let Go and put it next to her now, and they say that like she is missing certain like birthmarks and freckles and it don't line up. I think that if you take Avril Lavigne's face from then and put it next to her face now, I think that they do look similar. But again, you're not going to hang out with your best friend and just magically adapt to their face. That's just not going to happen. And if it does, please let me know, because that's not right. So yeah, like, I just don't think that, like, it's true. I think that maybe, like, I honestly think she had plastic surgery. And she did also go through a divorce not too long ago. So, I mean, like, a divorce, I mean, I'm going through my breakup, and it's hard. So I can't imagine what it's like to be in the public's eye and go through a divorce. I mean, honestly, I could not imagine. I mean, it's probably very, very heartbreaking. I love this palette. This is like my second favorite palette next to Jeffree Star's mini blood sugar palette. It's so good. But yeah, I just think that, like, she went through a tough time when her grandfather passed away, and she ended up changing her style a little bit, or a lot. And she had plastic surgery. I mean, come on. What celebrity do you know doesn't get plastic surgery? So she obviously, like, she had plastic surgery and dyed her hair. Big deal. Like, I mean, honestly, big deal. There's nothing wrong with plastic surgery. I don't have plastic surgery, but again, there's nothing wrong with it. You have the money for it, and you don't go into debt, and that's something you wanted, by all means, do it. No one should stop you. But I would imagine that, plus, she did start doing her makeup very, very differently. I mean, like, she had, like, really black eyeliner kind of, like, everywhere for a time. And I think that if you are on this channel and you are probably a fan of makeup, so if you are a fan of makeup, then you probably know that, you know, when you start doing your makeup differently, you really are able to change your facial features in a way, like, you're able to make an illusion about, like a different face and stuff like that. But yes, I think that she just went through a tough time when her grandfather passed away. She definitely had plastic surgery, and she just wanted to change her style and be more true to herself. I mean, don't believe everything you read on the internet, I think, is, like, the advice to take from this video, is don't believe everything you read on the internet. And like I said, I mean, she also had, I think it was Lyme disease. She got, like, bit by a tick or something like that, and it made her really, really sick in 2014, I believe. And I mean, like, I remember seeing the magazines where she was, like, saying she was really sick, and then she even came out and said, like, she thought she was gonna die from it. Which, understandable. So, in conclusion, can we, like, stop saying that Avril Lavigne is dead? Like, if you have actual evidence that I have not, like, feel like I can dispute, like, with plastic surgery and just, like, her, like, age and voice changing and actually having traumatic experiences in her life that would result in most sane people having a grief-stricken phase where they change themselves, then please leave it down below. But I just feel like everything that people have said is able to be debunked with the simple fact of, again, plastic surgery. Also, you know, being grief stricken from her grandfather passing away to change her style. And maybe as she got older, she decided she didn't want to be the punk style that the music industry wanted, and she wanted to be more true to herself. And that's where the bleach blonde hair came from, and the change in the hairstyle. Because that makes sense. Like, that actually does make sense. I mean, like, it does. Like I said, most sane people would react the same way to a death in their family that is close to them. But that is the story of Avril Lavigne's conspiracy theories, which I don't understand why she has conspiracy theories against her when she's alive, stating that she's dead. It's just like I said, like I just find it weird. Like even if she had a body double, like that's weird. That just doesn't happen in real life. It just does not happen. Shit happens in movies. I don't know, Kai. It's just like crazy. That's crazy. I just realized I wasn't showing you guys what I was doing. Alright, I am almost done. And I can get some stuff that I need to get done. God, I hate this setting spray. Is it empty? I'm gonna count this as empty. Okay, this is empty. I'm gonna get a new setting spray out. But anyways, I hate this setting spray. I do not recommend the Wet n Wild Lumen setting spray. I recommend the original setting spray that Wet n Wild has. This was shit! I just wanted to use it up because I spent money on it. I mean, I actually have the original Wet n Wild setting spray in my Ulta cart for the month of April, which is when I'm doing my Ulta order. This horrible. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All the social media great stuff. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.